We're going to do it. Yay, Eileen. So we're going to get started. Welcome to our internship open house. I hope you guys enjoy the snacks that we were providing. We try to keep it all healthy here. So our mission, the School of Public Health, Graduate School of Public Health Dietetic Internship. Our mission is to prepare entry-level dietitians to provide nutrition care and service for a diverse population in New York and as well globally. Our goal is that hopefully at the end of this, we can enter a entry-level RDN job, and we are prepared and have competence in public-based nutrition and dietetic practice. Since our dietetic internship is with the School of Public Health, our values have public health, obviously, like food policy, sustainability, the use of communication technology to promote nutrition, a global aspect of food, and a cultural competencies according to nutrition education. So, since she's not here, this is a perfect slide. Dr. Gaba has 20 years of nutrition experience. She has a bachelor's at Cornell, a master's at Sage College, and a doctorate at Teachers College. So she has her doctorate in nutrition education. Along with that, she's also been a clinical dietitian at the Columbia Presbyterian, and during her time there, she worked at General Ward, cardiology, oncology, and that's where she settled at the end. Her publications, she has publications at the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, and she has been recipient to the Academy's GEMPA Award, which I looked up, and apparently it's an award for like studying neurology. And she's written 3 chapters in the Academy Nutrition Care Manual on neurological disorders.
Hi, everyone. So just going to go over some admission requirements, which is probably a review for you. And so I guess after, if you need clarification on any of these, we could talk about that. So your verification of the A&D program, so that'll be signed by your program director at your university. The DICAS application and D&D digital matching system, so you actually get your match after you fill out DICAS. Let's see, supplemental application for the online track is on the website, so if you need that, you can check it out. Let's see, so admission to the MPH program. So you don't need to apply to the university before applying to the dietetic internship. It could maybe help you. It's encouraged, but it's not required. So basically, if you are accepted into the program, then you just apply, and it's a really, really simple process. You don't need to do anything special, and you pay a fee for that, and you're good to go. So there are 10 on-site interns and 20 distance interns. Okay, so factors that affect admission. Pretty similar to what other programs will tell you. Quality of personal statement, that's definitely considered. Your GPA, which is your general GPA and DPD courses. They look at both. Recommendations, it's three recommendations from employers and your professors or teachers. So employment experience and volunteer experience, and I would say that our class has a lot of employment experience, so that's definitely something you'll want to highlight if you have a lot of that. And then honors, awards, activities. Make sure to really include this in your resume and highlight them in your personal statements, especially if you don't have a lot of maybe employment experience like I didn't when I applied, then really try to talk about other things that you've done if you haven't been working per se. And then note about GPAs. If you have a less than a 3.0, you're unlikely just because of the competitiveness, and lots of programs require you to have a 3.0 GPA anyway, like you probably know. Okay, so we have a few rotations that are a little bit different than some other typical programs. So we have the clinical or MNT for 12 weeks. That's pretty standard, I'd say. Food service, the same. And community, 10 weeks. So some differences that I'll talk about and you can ask more questions on later. We have a food and nutrition policy rotation. So it's a 2-week rotation at the CUNY Urban Food Policy Institute, which is on the 6th floor in this building, and it's a really, really cool thing. So that institute used to be a part of Hunter, and now it's part of the School of Public Health, and they do really a lot of amazing things, and that's really what would set this program apart, having that affiliation. We also do a 1-week rotation in informatics, which is pretty hard to explain what that is. Who can?
We have an intern that will talk about it when we introduce ourselves.
Yes, so it's something added in that we have. Public health research. Is that much different?
Like the research, I haven't done it yet personally, but we do have people that will also talk about the research rotation for anyone that's curious.
And so our community rotation, I guess the difference in that is we try to make it a public health elective since we are a public health concentration. So basically what we did was we had a selection of rotations to choose from that we ranked our choices, which were, it was kind of a first come, first serve thing. Like you won't be guaranteed, but these community rotations are focused in public health in one way or another. So that's really the focus, and you'll get to choose kind of where you want to be with that and what exactly you want to do. And we can talk more about those choices later and like the different ones that we've picked. And then in total, it's a 9-month program, and we don't have part-time as of now. It's full-time, 9 months.
So cost and estimated expenses. So I believe DICAS is opening December 1st, and you would have to pay the DICAS fee and $20 for any other internship you guys choose to apply to. You would also need to pay the D&D fee, which is $55. And if you choose to apply to the master's program, you would have to pay an additional $125. Also, you have to, like with every other internship, you would have to pay an internship program fee, and for us, it's just $100. The $150 internship fee is once you get accepted into the internship, you pay the $150. So in total, our in-state tuition is roughly around $5,000, plus this is not including, transportation, medical, or liability insurance, and other miscellaneous things that you guys would need. Just keep in mind that this tuition is done like once in the fall and once in the summer, like the springtime, so you guys have time to like figure that out. So it is very like doable. I think that's our huge selling point.
Hi, my name's Eileen. I'm part of the distance option. It's a non-credit option. The applicants are in charge of finding your own preceptors and rotation sites for all your internship rotations. You cover the same rotations, it's just you have to find your preceptors. Okay, the pros. More spots are available, 20 versus 10. Distance interns make your own schedule. You have to be very organized and on top of everything. The program cost is less expensive. It's about $2,000 for the distance versus almost $5,500 for New York State residents and about $9,600 for out-of-state residents, okay? The cons, it can be very stressful finding preceptors, and you have to make sure your affiliation agreements with CUNY and any organization you're going to work at for your rotation is in place, and it takes time to process that if they don't already have some kind of affiliation with CUNY. Tips for finding preceptors in the distance program. Start early. For each rotation, use Google and the Eat Right Preceptor database to write a list of eligible preceptors and facilities in your area. Call or email each site and speak with the director or head manager of the department. Have a short speech ready. Stay motivated. You will hear quite a few no's. Reach out to people you know in school, the community, and the workplace. You never know who you mention this to, that you're looking for a preceptor. Someone might have gone through this already and can tell you the name of someone, and you can reach out to them. Network. Go to nutrition events, open houses, and speak with the presenters of the programs. You never know where your information or your next lead is going to come from, so be proactive.
So some of our current rotation sites include Balance. I believe someone may be talking about that. Yes, I get a yes. Bronx WIC, the CUNY Urban Food Policy Initiative. Someone's also going to be talking about Foodservice Group. And there are 3 interns here from Montefiore, and they're going to divide up how they're going to talk about that. And I work at Carrie Gossman's Nutritional Life. So we're all going to roll on up here. So we're going to all introduce ourselves, and we're going to say our name, where we did our DPD, our interest in nutrition, and the rotation. So, do you want to start?
Sure. My name's Eileen Connolly. I went to Lehman College and got my DPD there, and I've been working for the City of New York as a dietitian, and I applied this summer and got in, so I do have some work experience. I have done my community rotation for the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. I found that very interesting. It's a lot of work, but it's a fun thing.
So my name is Jessica. I did my DPD at Brooklyn College. My interest in nutrition, I think, is very vast. I really like cooking, and I like making recipes. The current rotation that I mentioned previously is I work at Carrie Gossman's Nutritional Life, and it's completely different. We were talking about the community/public health being completely different than what you would normally experience. So my community rotation is more on the media side. She has like a media nutrition firm. So I do a lot of Instagramming. I do a lot of research for any articles that she's writing, any blurb that she's going to say in any newspaper. So it's a very different aspect of nutrition.
Hi, my name's Alyssa. I graduated from SUNY Oneonta for my DPD. Right now, I'm in my community rotation, but I'll talk about policy at the Urban Food Policy Institute. So it's only 2 weeks, so it's not, you'll get to do a few projects probably, but it's not any kind of crazy long-term stuff, obviously. I think one of the coolest things I did was I attended a meeting at City Hall discussing the 2020 initiatives for zero waste in the city. So I went to that hearing. It was really interesting. My first time being at City Hall anyway, so let alone going to a hearing there. So basically my role was to be the Institute's eyes, kind of go to the meeting, see what was being talked about. I took notes, and then I ended up writing a little editorial to be posted on the website. So their website kind of keeps up with current events and policy, food policy. So I did a write-up for that, basically summarizing what was going on. Let me think what else I did. Oh, so I think it's once a month. The Institute will hold forums here, actually in this room. So let me think, what are the ones we did? Okay, so we'll talk more about what those forums are. So we'll have like really interesting speakers come in and talk about something with food policy, and when you're doing a rotation, you'll probably be helping out facilitate those things. And then these are all opportunities where you can write blog posts, which would be like an assignment for the internship. So you could blog about the different policies going on, that kind of thing. So it's really great if you're into public health in New York City, and working with this community as well. And East Harlem is really a focus of the Policy Institute.
Hi everyone, my name is Kathleen. I did my DPD and my master's at Montclair State University in New Jersey. Shout out, yes. Coming into the internship, I thought I was very focused, clinical all the way. And we've been, like a few months now, right? And that has completely changed. Like everyone's gonna tell you, just come in and, keep an open mind, because right now I am all about food policy, and I think I want to get my master's in public health, and I'm kind of gung-ho about that right now. I've finished my policy rotation. Like Alyssa said, we had some really cool speakers. On Wednesday, Marian Nessel actually came in and spoke to us about conflict of interest. So that was really cool. We have some really cool speakers come in, like Alyssa said, talk about just really different things that are going on in the field of public health. I finished my research rotation with Dr. Nevin Cohen here at the Urban Food Policy Institute, and that looked at food access at supermarkets here in New York City, and he's planning on writing an article on that, and hopefully that gets published. So that'll be really cool. And I just spent 2 weeks at Balance, which is an eating disorder treatment center. So that was a really great way to be introduced to the eating disorder world, because I had no prior experience with that whatsoever. And I met so many different people. I went to like a body image conference. That was 2 days. I met people from Colombia, Australia, like Britain. Like, it was crazy. And, you know, I got their cards, and it's just really good to keep in contact with them. So that was a really great networking opportunity for me.
Okay. So my name is Leah, and I went to school at Brooklyn College and completed my DPD there, and started my master's there. So I have finished my food services rotation and started my community with Food Services Group, FSG, and I'll talk more about the food service portion of it. I worked with FSG is a nutrition consulting company, and they work all over the place. I work mostly or only in the Bronx, and I worked at a Head Start working with the kitchen for one of their new clients, and really helping them to overhaul their menu and to kind of organize their procedures and make sure that everything fit the guidelines of the CACFP, which is the governing regulation that ensures people receive money for the Head Start. But yeah, so I really worked with the chef, and I worked very independently. So my preceptor was kind of all about moving around, and so it really kind of gave me a really good experience in seeing like what I was capable of, and also what would be expected of me. And it's not something that I think my vision of having these rotations is you're going to constantly be under somebody and constantly be guided and directed. And this is a very different experience than that expectation, and that you really are, when you get here, you're just pushed out there, and you're looked at as kind of more than an intern, I feel like, and you're expected to do a lot, and it was good experience.
Hi, I'm Margot. I did my DPD and master's at Brooklyn College. Rotation is ending. Food insecure, HIV positive clients in the Bronx. And I've actually gotten to do a lot of different things there. I got to do nutrition counseling. I've gotten to give nutrition supplements, so counseling with supplements. We also serve lunch and dinner every day, so it's a little bit of food service. And we do pantry on Fridays, like 2 or 3 times a month, so I got to experience food pantry. I got to help with ordering the food, receiving the delivery and setting it all up, so a ton of different things. And like Leah was saying, at first I was like, oh, she's gonna help me do everything, but I was pushed in and like really treated as a coworker instead of an intern, and I've been like scheduling my own appointments and kind of running my own days. So that's been really cool to like see what a day-to-day would be like.
Hi everyone, my name is Helen. I completed my DPT from Brooklyn College, and currently I'm very interested in working with the pediatric population for nutrition education. I just completed my food policy rotation, So it was at the CUNY Urban Food Policy Institute, and like Anissa mentioned earlier, we do get to attend a lot of great conferences, and it's a great opportunity to network with people currently working in the dietetic fields. So for example, last Tuesday, I went to a Sustainability Summit. So it was hosted by the Swedish American Chamber of Commerce of New York, and it was a conference on food sustainability, and they invited a lot of people that were leaders in the food tech company. So they also hosted people from Sweden that came over as well. So it was a very good global collaboratory where had a lot of speakers that talk a lot about food sustainability. So it was a really great opportunity to meet people that is very innovative. They're trying to come up with new initiatives to really deal with the critical issue of food sustainability today. And another rotation that I also completed was at the Balanced Eating Disorder Treatment Center. I did it with Kathleen as well. And for that, I would say that the really nice thing about that eating disorder treatment center is that it's also, that treatment center, they're very innovative in their approach to counseling the eating disorder patient. They have therapists working collaboratively with the dietitian together to counsel the eating disorder clients on food and body image. So the great thing about that was, depending on the client's comfort level, if they're okay with having an intern in the room with them. So when I was there, the group there was they were comfortable, so I got to sat in on all of the group sessions. So that was really interesting. I got to see firsthand how the dietitian worked alongside the therapist. And also another opportunity I had while I was there was that I got to co-lead a nutrition group with the dietitian. So she gave me the task to do, but she gave me a lot of guidance on how, while she's working there, how she did the group. So I felt like I had a lot of firsthand experience working in that center.
My name's Sam. I did my DPT at LaSalle, which is a school in Philadelphia. I am one of 3 people working at Montefiore, and I just finished part of my clinical rotation. The biggest thing with the clinical rotation for me, at least, was I always thought that would be in a hospital, and this is at a clinic, which is completely different in the sense of how you see patients. But as everyone else is saying, it's really interactive with the doctors. Because it's a clinic, it's in the doctors and the psychologists and the dietetics team. They all kind of work together, so a doctor could call you into a room at any point, or someone can grab you to help with whatever, because the community needs a lot of help with different food issues that they have there. And we did do our informatics rotation, which we didn't talk about. So that was based off of, we all did it together here. And for our week, we kind of created an app that was sort of based off of what we expected people would want in a health app. So we all got to kind of collaboratively come up with ideas for what we would want in an app, and the certain criteria that people would need, such as like your height, your weight, maybe if you wanted to talk, some people wanted the ability to talk to a dietitian, other people wanted the ability to use research information, like access that on the app. So we all sort of came up with the things that we thought were interesting or thought that we wanted from the apps that we use, or different things that we thought were missing, and didn't actually create an app, but came up with a bunch of information. I don't know. Designs, anything I'm missing from that? Yeah, so how each page on the app would look, we kind of were able to draw that out. So it was interesting to see what each of us thought was important for the apps, but also what some things that we didn't necessarily think were important ended up being more important in the end. So that was pretty cool too. Oh, and now we're turning off the lights.
Everyone, my name is. We also had a chance to have the opportunity, if you wanted to write a paper about the app process and the statistics that we found and the data analysts. So that also, he was very, very passionate, Dr. Joshi, and he's very passionate about his work, and he really, really wanted to involve us in that and to ensure that we had our names on something that was published. So that was another little cool aspect of it as well, I thought.
My name is Paula. I completed my DPD at Cornell University. Along with Sam, I'm also at the Montefiore South Bronx Health Clinic. I just completed part of my community rotation. Since we are a clinic in the South Bronx, which is a traditionally underserved community, we have a lot of community programs that are geared specifically towards helping them, giving them nutrition education. We have a diabetes prevention program for adults and one for teens. We have a lot of group care, so we have some baby groups for moms and their infants. We have pregnancy groups, and we've also just recently started, so we were able to be in the process of recruitment for a group for overweight and obese kids, which is called Cook. So we do a lot of food demos with them and do some nutrition education. So for those groups, we do the lessons for the participants, along with the doctors. And then another aspect of the community at the clinic is that we do waiting area workshops. So for this, we create our own lesson plans, create our own materials and posters, and we present on the nutrition topic for the 3 centers that are part of the clinic once a month.
Hello, my name is Julie, and I am the 3rd intern at Montefiore, and I got my DPD at Syracuse University. I thought I was interested in M&T like most of us, but as you're in the workforce, you kind of realize that insurances don't cover a lot of nutrition services. So that's what got me interested in public health, and I am the only student here who's also getting the MPH in nutrition here. So I finished a year of that, and in that program, we learned about developing curriculums for a certain target population. We learned about writing grants. I took classes in epidemiology, so a lot of core classes were done in my first year, and in my second year, I'm going to focus on my field work and my capstone. So I haven't started my second year yet, which is one of the benefits of this program, because I've gotten a lot of ideas for what my capstone is and the classes that we are required to take for this internship. I could use the credits as my elective. So that's a benefit, a plus to help you with the master's if you're thinking about that. So the rotation I completed at Montefiore is my food service rotation. And for all the classes that we have, pregnancy, for prediabetes, all of them requires a food demonstration. And what I do is I budget, I buy the ingredients, I prep the ingredients, I do that demonstration with them, and the recipes, I would standardize them so they are targeted recipes based on the needs of the population that we're working with. So for moms, it will be calcium, and then for prediabetes, we'll work on like low carbohydrate recipes. So I work on finding recipes, developing them, and making sure that these food ingredients are available in our population. So that's something we learned in food. Yeah, so that's my service so far. Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Abby Walker, and I completed my DPD at CUNY Queens College, also my master's. A distance intern, so pretty much we kind of create our own assignments at the facility. So for my research rotation, we analyze the patient satisfactory survey to see how satisfied or dissatisfied the patients are. Also, so I did like a mini review and a report to go with the patient satisfactory survey. There were about 128 completed surveys for 2017 that I completed.
Hi.
So my interest currently is in sports nutrition for now. Maybe I may change it in the future.
Hi, my name is Zaina. I completed my DPD at Brooklyn College. I'm also a distant intern. Right now, I am completing my community rotation at WIC agency in Brooklyn. So I'm learning about a more specialized nutrition counseling for pregnant women, infants, and children up to the age of 5. And I'm also learning about working for the state and evaluation reports for WIC agencies. Just this week, I completed a evaluation of the effect of the text message reminders for WIC appointments, and that was used for a conference that for the state evaluations. And yeah.
Hi, my name is Salhi, and then I'm one of the distant interns, and then I finished my school DPD course at the Lehman, and then I'm doing my community rotation right now at the WIC Center in Flushing, and then at there I usually counsel all the participants. One of the difficulties that I'm experienced there is the language barriers, but all of the nutritionists gonna help me. So in other way, we're gonna make it out. So for my little tips about all the interns is like you might not get into for your first try at the internship, but don't give up. Like try second time and third time, and then you're gonna get it. And then other thing is save the money. Really, really, you guys have to save the money. Because the time that I start my internship to right now, it costs a lot of money. So try to save a lot of money. That's my tips.
Since all the ladies are done, so I introduce myself. My name is Sare. I finished my DPD in Lehman College, and I did my master's degree in public health at Monroe College. So I didn't think about becoming an RD. So that's why I go into public health. So and one day I just get the news that they recruiting dietitian student to become RD in the public health dietitian. That it come right that when I finish to graduate, so I don't need to do research anymore because I already did my research, and my topic was prevalence of diabetes in the black population in New York. So right now I'm working as a dietitian already. So I did a lot of things already in hands-on. So you guys can also apply for that. They call PAL, right? Yeah. So I get a lot of credit in PAL. So and that make me save a lot of my time. So I'll be doing my rotation clinical and food service. So I don't have a lot to do in this way. So for somebody old like me to become an artist, it's some kind of, I never think about it. So, and also I see a man there, right? And one over here too. So I always be the only one on my class. So today I'm happy to see that's very interesting. So right now, if I finish my rotation and my rotation for clinical and food service, I'll be ready to maybe take the test. So thank you.
There were a couple of things that we did forget. So PAL is prior assistant learning, and after you complete your DPD, you can get it if you do like community service, and I believe the maximum hour, quote me if I'm wrong, is 800. Yeah, the maximum hour you can get is 800, which is a lot for like a 1,200 internship. That's more than half. And I forgot to mention, on Wednesdays, we do all meet the on-site. So that's from me to Julie. We all meet on Wednesday in the evening, and we have class. So currently, this semester, we have class, and there's normally someone that comes in, like a past, like a speaker, like a past intern.
what they were interested in when they started versus where they are now, and like the different routes that they've taken. A big theme is you can do pretty much anything with nutrition, but it's also another great way to network because they know, everyone in their DVD in their internship class and, the things they're doing now. So it's been really interesting.
And next semester, we're going to do review for the exam. So if you guys have any questions for any one of us about the program or just specific rotations in general, we'll try our best to answer them.
Dr. Gaba is not here. Well, yeah, like Jessica said, whatever questions we can answer, we'll answer, and whatever we can't answer, we'll give you her email and you can contact her for more information. And they are also here so they can answer more like admission type of questions.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Gada Solomon. I am one of the faculty here in the College of Public Health. I am Associate Professor of Nutrition. And in the back, our chair, Dr. Mary Schooling. She's the chair of the Department of Environmental, Occupational, and Geospatial Health, which our nutrition program is housed in. So, as I said, I'm an associate professor of nutrition. I am a registered dietitian. I have my medical degree from Cairo University. I have my PhD in nutritional sciences with major in nutritional biochemistry and minor in immunology at the University of Arizona. I did my postdoc at Baylor College of Medicine. And then I took my dietetic internship at the University of Michigan. And I served on the faculty of the University of Michigan, Western Michigan University, University of Nebraska School of Public Health. And I just joined CUNY this year as associate professor. And I really enjoy teaching and doing research. So I'm working with the MPH program. And one of our students here is a new student in the MPH program. We provide MPH and public health nutrition, in addition to other concentrations as well. So some of you who are interested in the dietetic internship might be considering MPH, or we are also take students MPH without the dietetic internship. But I am really interested to see where you came from and what do you expect from here today. So just let me know where you are, what university. As I see from our dietetic interns here, that they made connections with some of you, Lehman College, and so why don't you just briefly let me know where you are from? Yeah.
All right. My name is Nadia Jones, and I am from Brooklyn College. And that's it. What else do I need to say?
Great. All
yes.
Right. That's great. So you are interested in the internship? All right.
I'm interested in comprehensive internship, and it really seems like this would be a perfect match for me. I hope I will be a perfect match for you guys this spring.
We have a lot of our interns here that will take any of your questions, so that's great. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Hi, my name is Nilima Pradhan. I'm from Queens College, and I'm interested in public health. So that's why I'm here today.
Hi, my name is I'm Prova. I also go to Brooklyn College with our fellow classmates here. I'm hoping to finish up my master's by May, and I'm interested in doing the internship because I recently found out that I like community-based way better than nutritional therapy, MNT or
clinical nutrition.
Clinical nutrition, right? Yeah. So,
welcome.
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Fatima Ali. Like most of the students here, I also go to Brooklyn College. I'll be finishing up my master's this coming spring. I'm interested in applying to this internship because it doesn't only focuses on clinical, there's other aspects. So
I think I've heard a lot about food policy and clinical nutrition, community nutrition, and school nutrition also as well.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer. I'm a Syracuse alum. So, hello,
All right. Yeah, so I did my DPD at Syracuse. I'm currently finalizing my master's at Lehman. And I'm interested in the program because I really do think I enjoy M&T. I am currently working in community nutrition, and I enjoy that as well. But I've always really liked food service. So I think this program gets a little bit of everything. But at the same time, in my workplace, there's a lot of MPH, and I get to learn a lot from them. And I kind of want to learn a little bit more about policy, and I like this program because it incorporates it. Very important.
Okay. Hello, my name is Caitlin Potter. I've always been a lover of family nutrition and public health, and something that really drew me to this program is your values. I really value sustainability, and I've also been able to.
Right. If you need more information, I have my card here, so you can get a card and get in touch with me about the MPH program.
My name is Jacqueline. I'm from Meredith College in North Carolina, and I'm interested in the program because I like both clinical nutrition and community nutrition, working with low-income populations, and I feel like this program has a good combination of both of those, as well as the informatics and different rotations are something that I haven't seen anywhere else.
Would you be interested in the Inside program or online? Or the distance?
I want to do the one that's here.
Okay, cool, wonderful, thank you.
Hello, my name is Bianca Cornelius. I'm a student currently here doing the community concentration. I did my DPD in Buffalo couple years ago, and I was just interested once I saw this program, and since I'm already attending the school, I just wanted to learn a little bit more about it. Yep.
Hi, my name is Christina Kim. I go to Boston University, and I think I was drawn to this program specifically because it had so many different rotations I've never heard of, like informatics, and I think it was very well-rounded.
There, IMAP is part of the informatics when you try to use the frequency words to get different maps, but also, going maps about GSI, about different urban places, and how you connect communities, and what is the food supermarkets that are any places, and how that affects people's health and obesity. So, yeah, cool.
The research plus like the community just seems so perfect. Very well-rounded with the clinical aspect as well.
Hi, my name is Casey, student at Brooklyn College. We'll be finishing my master's. Yeah, we're taking over.
All right. Yeah.
Stick together. Okay. So I'm just trying to learn more about different internships offered in the city, and I like what I hear so far. So we shall see.
Hi, I'm Ashley Morse, also Brooklyn College. I'm in my last semester of graduate courses right now, which is very exciting.
Graduate, so you're finishing what degree, what semester?
Nutrition science,
Nutrition.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but before I went and got my MS, I'm a career changer. I was really interested in MPHs as well.
Yeah.
And almost went that route, but decided to go the nutrition science route. But with that said, I am very interested in food policy. So perhaps having a DI that focuses on that would be a nice,
You're in the right place.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chantal Jack Roberts. I'm from the BC crew as well, Brooklyn College. I started off at Lehman, though, so...
so you have legs in both colleges. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so
so welcome to CUNY.
Yeah. I've been in CUNY for a little while. I'm a career changer. I am in the MS in Nutrition at Brooklyn College. I'm very, very passionate about research. I know I'm going to be in research. So also I'm looking for PhD options as well. But right now I'm very biochemical clinical based on the research that I'm conducting. But looking for different, I'm opening the scope to different opportunities based on clinical, as well as community. And I always I'm Trinidadian, so I always had a dream of doing nutrition counseling and stuff in my home because it's not really popular there, and we have a very high diabetes rate in Trinidad. So I am going to open some type of special practice for diabetes in Trinidad in the future. So the community would be very, very beneficial from the grant writing. That's just a little bit.
Oh, that's great. And I also mentioned the PhD program. So in the next few years, we'll be having a new PhD program in our department. It's going to be a planetary health systems, and it will include environmental health and the nutritional sciences, and all the exposures that include environmental exposure, occupational exposure, and nutritional exposure. And we give you a great, community nutrition exposure, and nutritional sciences. We will also have laboratories. So just watch out in the next few months. We will, as we build this program later, we will have more information about it. All right, sounds great.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marnie Friedman. I'm currently getting my master's in nutrition at Hunter College, projected to graduate May 2018. And I'm most interested in sports nutrition and also eating disorder.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christiana Ghazi. I am also a Hunter College student in the Masters of Nutrition. I'm a career changer, so my background is in psychology. I have a bachelor's in psychology from Wagner College and a master's in psych from Teachers College. And I'm really interested in community nutrition. All of the best experiences I've had in my career change process have been in community or nutrition education settings. So I think that's where I'm supposed to be.
The right place. Welcome to CUNY.
Hi, I'm Faith Sussman. I'm from Queens College. It's my second bachelor's degree, but I'm looking into graduate school as well. I'm interested in food sustainability, especially in urban environments, sustainable food systems.
Okay, all right.
Hi, my name is Shannon Herbert. I'm currently an undergrad at NYU, so finishing up my DPD courses and now looking into grad school options and dietetic internship.
Hi, my name is Sarah Fetter. I'm also an undergrad at NYU studying nutrition and public health. So I really appreciate the public health aspect of this, and I've enjoyed my public health classes there. So it'd be great to continue, and I love the option of the master's course.
All right, and let us know if you need information about the MPH and public health nutrition. That would complement a dietetic internship. All right.
Amy Shu. I'm also at NYU studying nutrition, doing my DPD. Whoa. And I am interested in possibly the Master of Public Health and the DI because I have an interest in it, and also research. So, thank you.
Hi, my name is Laura. I am also a graduate student at NYU in their clinical nutrition program. I'm also a career changer. I was previously studying neurobiology and got my master's in neuroscience. But now I'm in nutrition, and I'm really interested in the connection between disease prevention and plant-based dietary patterns and sustainability and food justice. So I think this internship would help give me some tools to further explore those interests in the future.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rebecca Yellen. I am doing my DPD at Montclair State University. I'm graduating in May. And this program really appeals to me because of the food policy aspects and the master's option. And I've never been really drawn to clinical. I've been enjoying this experience I've been getting from it right now at work. But I feel like I'm drawn to the bigger picture of everything, and I feel like that's really where it's about. So happy to be here right now.
That's the big difference between public health and individual care. One patient at a time. In public health, you are working with the community, working with the population, you are working at the policy level, you are working at the community level. You have more impact in public health.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Exactly that. Welcome. All right.
Hi, my name is Zoran. I received both my master's and bachelor from Hunter College. And I'm interested in public health, mainly about food policy and hunger prevention. So it looks like this might be it. So
Great. And as has been mentioned earlier, the Urban Food Policy Institute, we have every month there is a session from a forum from 9 to 10:30, but it's also a live streamed and it can archive, so you can watch it if you can come here at 9. We also have our grand rounds every month. And as has been mentioned earlier, that this month we had Dr. Maria Nestle, but we also have a lot of thought-provocative speakers and in different areas in public health and in nutrition, in food science, and in sustainability. So you are welcome to come. It's open to everyone, so you are welcome to come as well. All right.
Hi, my name is Shannon Grant. I'm finishing up my DPD at Brooklyn College as well. I see a lot of my classmates here. I'm interested in interning here because of the location. I currently reside in the Bronx. And also this was one of the few internships that I saw that along with on-site, they provide you with the option of online as well. So I do like that flexibility. My main interest is medical nutrition therapy, as I thought, but I've been doing a lot of community work. I also work for food services group like Leah. I've been working with preschoolers, teaching them about gardening education, healthy lifestyle behaviors, just kind of planting seeds with them for healthy behaviors.
We also have programs with community schools here in the Bronx and also in Harlem. So you might be interested in these research opportunities as well.
Hello, my name is Faye Neal. I'm a recent DPT graduate from Brooklyn College, and Jessica invited me to this information session, and I'm very glad that she did. I've had a long career in education, so I'm an educator, and so I'm really looking forward to working within the community setting as an educator.
Hi, my name is Hannah Altman Kurosaki. I'm originally from New York City, but I got my Bachelor of Science in Nutrition from Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland. I came home for grad school this year, so I'm a student. I'm in my second year of my MPH here at CUNY. Dr. Gappa is actually my advisor, and she is who first introduced me to the idea of this program. And actually, Dr. Solomon is my food policy professor right now, so hey. I've always been really interested in the community aspect, and all of my prior volunteer experience at university hospitals in Cleveland, it was always in community nutrition and just about spreading awareness and health or self-efficacy and just building self-concept in order to have people able to take control of their life and make healthy life choices. So I'm really looking forward to learning more and immersing myself in the field.
Wonderful. We are lucky to have you in our program. As I said, she's one of our MPH students. Our second one is here, but she's in the second year, so we get to know her more. And we welcome any opportunity to have you around, Hannah.
My name is Larissa. I'm currently attending Rochester Institute of Technology, and I have experience in a clinical setting. So I know I love the clinical aspect, but I would also like to make a bigger impact. So that's why I'm primarily interested in the community.
Hi, good evening. My name is Tita. I received my DPD from Montclair State. And I'm also getting my graduate degree from Queens College. I'm actually taking a class with Abby right now. I am interested in your program because of a lot of other students have expressed your food policy. I'm currently working with the city right now as a nutrition consultant with the Department for the Aging, and I've worked with school nutrition as a school food service manager, so I've seen frustrations of some policy firsthand, and I am very passionate about how, as my nutrition background, can really make an impact.
Students really didn't like the guidelines when the school was trying to go by the guidelines and having half of the food whole grains, and they had like a real dislike for that. But and they actually posted on YouTube and sent letters to their senators and representatives because they really did not like how the dietary guidelines were incorporated in the food in schools. So the USDA tried to soften a little bit the guidelines and also work harder on making recipes that are healthy but are really palatable, that are really juicy and they can eat it rather than having the food that just fulfill the guidelines but doesn't really taste well. You can fulfill the guidelines, but if it doesn't make it to their to eat it and they will leave it, you really didn't do a lot of service. So clearly your work in school nutrition and trying to formulate recipes better and more palatable with maintaining the guidelines is a challenge, but if you could do it, that would be the best gifts that you can give students that they can learn and eat and become healthy. So.
Hi everyone, my name is Amber. I completed my bachelor's at University of New Haven in Connecticut. I'm interested in women's and children's health and food policy, basically everything. I think it's the reason why I chose nutrition because it's very broad and I never imagined myself doing one thing. I like how you guys offer, food policy and community. And I currently take classes in the certificate program and hope to move on to the PH program.
Okay, well, you have the great interns here. They will answer your questions, and if you have any questions, I'll be in the back.
I think Ashley had a question. Oh, that's fine. Don't worry. If you're on site, it does. You have to be an on-site intern to get the credit. 12. Yeah. No.
So I am the only one who is in or did their clinical rotation or sort of doing their clinical rotation. Someone starting soon?
No, I think Helen is. She has hers, yeah.
For my clinical rotation, I haven't started yet. I'm starting in January. I'm going to do it at the New York State Psychiatric Institute. I believe it's part of the Columbia Medical Center in the Upper West Side. And I believe that it's very focused on eating disorder. So for me, it's very good because I get to see more of an outpatient side when I did my rotation at Balance Eating Disorder Center. And now I get to see some in the hospital where more intensive inpatient care for the eating disorders. And like I said, it's at the New York State Psychiatric Institute.
I'm not scheduled until the spring, so I forget the exact name of the institution, but it's a long-term care and rehab center on Roosevelt Island. I forgot the name, but yeah, so not all at Montefiore. I guess it was just kind of out of convenience, partly, that she threw a lot of them there. But yeah, so there's more than one. Oh, or they may have selected it also for an elective, so that would make it seem like, we're all there, but yeah.
No, so you don't.
No, you get to pick your elective. So when you get accepted, she'll give you a list of electives and she'll go, hey, pick 1, 2, 3. What do you like? Make sure there's food service in there. And it just so happened that Montefiore was on that elective list. So you're not guaranteed. Oh.
We're actually doing our whole rotation at Montefiore, so that's why there's 3 of us. One's doing clinical, one's doing community, and one's doing food service, and we're going to rotate through and research. Sorry. So the Montefiore campuses just have a lot of different parts to the nutrition program that they have, so we can kind of rotate through everything. But we also are probably going to get to go to a hospital too, so we're not just in the clinic. We are going to get to see a hospital setting as well for M&T. Thank you. I had a question regarding the PAL. So I'm currently working with Department of Health as a nutrition consultant. So if I apply for the internship, the cycle on February that's due on February 15th, can I use this this season, like right now, for the PAL, or how does that? Yeah. So I have to. Okay.
You need to have your verification statement. After you've gotten that, if you start volunteering or working, those hours can be considered to count, but anything that you're doing to volunteer while you're still taking DPDs can't count for prior assessed learning. So if you're done with your classes in December and you're applying for next fall and you're working for 6 months, that can be considered. But you just have to be done with your DPD for it to count.
Yeah, and not everything is going to count. So if Dr. Gaba has a list and she'll approve whatever experiences you put down there.
So I know it's going to be different for everyone, but whoever can answer. What does the typical day look like for an intern in your program?
Okay. Yeah, it's very, very different. I'll start. So for my rotations here at the Institute, it was basically 9 to 5, 10 to 6 type of deal, unless there is a forum that I need to come in early and help out with like setting up stuff. When I went to Balance, that was at 7:30 in the morning, so at 7:30 to 2:30. So again, depending on where you are, you talk to the preceptor, and it's up to them when they need you. So that's what my typical day usually looks like. So it's 8 hours, and there's some work outside of the rotation, but again, it's fun. I like it.
So again, I'm at FSG, and for my food service, it's a very flexible company to work for. So there would be days when I would be on site in the Bronx for the whole duration of the day for 8 hours. There are other days where I would be there maybe for a couple hours. And there'd be days when I would be working from home because I live in Brooklyn, within walking distance of Brooklyn College, and now I'm on a train 3 hours a day. So that is, it varies a lot. And yeah, for community, I'm at different Head Starts throughout the Bronx, and I'll be working there, working on case notes, nutrition consultations, working on presentations for the families. And then, like today, they randomly, or they called me yesterday afternoon and asked me to go to a different site and help the cook and the staff figure out what a child could eat, because she had a list of like 10 different allergies. So it can be last minute sometimes, and but it's also still very flexible. And yeah.
So I'm at BronxWorks, also in the Bronx, and I commute from Long Island. So like Leah, I do occasionally get to work from home, but day to day I'm there 9:30 to 5:30. I'll come in, check the fridge, see what we need for lunch, refill anything, order anything. The clients can like hang out there, so if I don't have any reassessment scheduled, I can grab someone who's due and do a quick session. But again, it varies day to day. I did 2 nutrition groups, one on sugar, one on fat, where I made guacamole, which was fun. Then for Halloween, we had like a client party, so I was in charge of making like healthy snacks. So I got to make like fun, like monster apple bites and like cool stuff. So it really varies day to day. And sometimes your preceptor gives you some extra work to do. I'm working with the patients who are HIV positive, so their needs are a little bit different, or just common problems. So I've done different trainings, just different information sessions. One day she had me stay home and just watch like a bunch of movies about HIV, particularly the Ryan White story, which explains what Ryan White funding is, which is where a lot of the HIV programs get their funding. So that was a nice day. It was raining, so I got to stay home and watch movies.
So yeah, like Kathleen said, if you work at Institute, it's usually 9 to 5 or 10 to 6. But I remember I did work there Saturday, because for my research rotation, he wanted me to go see one of the urban farms, and they were holding their farm stand on Saturday. But then if I did my work on a Saturday, then I took a weekday off. So it's around like 40 hours a week.
So at Montefiore, the days are really crazy. So if we have a group, you can be a part of the lesson, and you can go and give the lesson or make the food for the lesson, or I don't know, anything for the lesson. For when I was doing my clinical, there's three different sites, so I could be seeing patients at any three of the sites. During the week, we have diabetes days, so one of the doctors will schedule only diabetes patients in the morning, so you can see the diabetes patients with them. There's also HIV days, so the same thing. You work with the HIV team, you see their patients.
The days are, we don't have a fixed schedule, so we usually go in at 9:30. But depending on the programs for that day, we don't leave at the same time every day. Some end at 6:30, some end at 5:30. So depending on the programs that you're involved with and you're doing the lesson for and helping, you stay until late. We also do some work site wellness. So we do, in addition to the groups and seeing patients, we make smoothies and salads for all the staff. So that is also what a lot of the day consists of getting orders or making the food.
For my day in food service, it was a lot of going back and forth between different supermarkets nearby. So I would go to different ones, see what's available, look at the recipe, design the recipe based on that, and then I would cook it. Then we actually have surveys for them, a lot of the groups to complete, because a lot of our money for these programs are from grants. So we actually have evaluations that we have to present to Walmart and other companies in order to keep getting these grants. So that's a very important part. Now that we're more familiar with these programs, we're actually facilitating them. So we're learning the lessons, we're making the food in front of them, and we're actually doing the whole nutrition lesson, whereas before it was just making the food. But we've played more of a facilitating role now, so that's very interesting.
Okay, so for the distance program, pretty much it's I go to work 7 to 3:30, so it's like an 8-hour schedule. So so I'll do like the research assignments, and my preceptors will also ask me to do other assignments, like filing or helping with menus, printing reports. It's like a mixture of different stuff, and in also working on my research assignments or informatics assignments. So it's a mixture of everything at the same time.
Right now, I'm at WIC, and right now I'm doing the training that actual WIC nutritionists would do. So I'm going through a lot of modules with my preceptors, and I'm also working on their social media and helping them with presentations. And they also give me time to work on my assignments, like my community education project. Actually, I'm writing a song for them so that they can show to kids to encourage physical activity.
Mine is a WIC program, and then I'm do the exactly same thing to what the nutritionists do, like counsel the participants and leading the sharing time, and then I'm also doing the food demo for them, and then those kind of things. It's the same thing, like the Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4. So
right now, I just my facility just accept what they call that the affiliation letter. So I'm trying to start my rotation soon. This is the problem with distance people, because when you are intern, they set up everything for you, but we have to follow, the preceptor to accept those kind of documentation, and then it takes time. So we push it with my colleague over there. We push it, but right now they accept. We're going to start our rotation for clinical and food service soon. But the informatics already did that. Like I say, I've been working as a dietitian for more than 6 years now. And for community, I do around the Bronx. I go in the churches. I do a lot of community. So I'm waiting for now to do my clinical.
I work full-time. I did my community rotations for the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene over in Long Island City. 2 days I work 9 to 5, in the offices, and I worked in the nutrition education area. And they do a lot of work within the communities. They do Eat Well, Play Hard, and they go out and they go to the communities and they develop these programs and they send out dietitians, and the dietitian that works there teaches, and then at the end of the program has to be reviewed and highlights have to be put together. So that was one of the things they asked me to do, was to take all the information and put it into a report for them. They also do menus for certain programs. One of them that they're working on is Bronx Works. They want to provide the community organizations with healthy eating options in their area. So when the staff is having a meeting, they can choose to hopefully buy the food for their meeting from one of their recommended restaurants. I also went out into the field on Thursdays and Sundays to food markets. I did the green markets, stellar markets, and also the children's market. And that was very interesting. It's a lot of work. You meet a lot of different people, and you learn a lot about the different communities. I did one in Upper Manhattan and one in Brooklyn. So, go ahead.
So, we haven't yet, but there is an elective that's called SP something, and that is culinary. I believe I selected it, and we both selected it. We hope we get it. But it's supposed to be like making dishes, at a restaurant.
You work at a restaurant, and then you also work. They have like a consultation side to their business, so it's going to be 5 weeks of restaurant work and consulting work.
And in terms of the weekly seminars, so you mentioned speakers. Do you have any like assignments or case studies that are of note during that time?
So we actually have a bunch of assignments. So every rotation, you're doing something. If you're doing clinical, you have modules that you have to do. If you're doing community, you have a community education project. If you're doing your policy rotation, you have to write your blog entry. If you're doing research, is there anything for research? Nothing for research. Informatics, we did have to, when we designed our app, that was our project. Yeah. We have to do a weekly journal. So every week, whatever rotation you're in, you're kind of just going to talk about what you did that week, what did you learn, what are challenges that you faced, and then how many hours did you do that week. So that's basically the bulk of our certificate. Yeah, so we have to do WIC certifications, we have to do city training, but I know at Montclair we had done city training already, so that one, if you already have it, you don't have to. What other projects? Service improvement. Yeah, it's very similar to a lot of other programs.
Okay. It's relevant to what you're doing, so a lot of the time you're going to be able to get it done within the rotation.
Okay.
Like the community education project is supposed to be during your elective, and it's basically leading a nutrition group, which you're probably going to end up doing anyway.
So it's manageable. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a portfolio. It's an online portfolio. Sorry. Okay. But yeah, they're you can get them done as long as you stay on top of it. It's nothing like where you're going to be working an extra, 30 hours over the weekend.
Also you have some conferences that you need to attend. Also attend that 4 of them. So those conferences, when you go and attend, you have to write a report about it. And that's 3 to 5 pages, right?
2 to 5.
2 to 5 pages.
So we have 5 conferences that we have to go to.
4 pages. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. Yes. And it's different kind of conferences. So in each one you attend, you make a report about it. So And those are most of the assignment that you need to do.
Yeah. And we also got to do a restaurant review, so you could pick any restaurant, you'd go there, just write a review, evaluate and take pictures. Yeah.
Okay, I just have one last question. Any downsides or cons to the program? I have to ask.
I think that it's the first year. This program was accredited in May, and we are kind of the guinea pigs. Dr. Gaba has many, many, many years of experience as a director for the DI in terms of this particular program, and having these very new kind of unique rotations. We're kind of newbies. We're like the ones kind of testing the waters with it. So there's probably more hiccups than future classes will have. Yeah, but I don't know. That's
Dr. Gaba worked hard for us.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think as like with any program that you get into or that you choose, I think that it's just very important that you advocate for yourself and that you communicate, and you don't really depend on other people to identify your needs and to figure out your problems. Like, you really have to be your own voice, and as long as you're on top of it and as long as you're doing what you need to do and speaking up, then you have all the support and all the guidance that you need, really.
I also think our weekly classes it's obviously a little frustrating to come after a long day of work to come to class, but I think it's more beneficial than some of the other ones that I've heard about, because we do have speakers talking about things that they're actually doing in the field. It's kind of a glimpse of what your career could be. And then we have test prep, so it's actually useful as opposed to just like, oh, I have to come.
Hi. So I know a few of you had mentioned it, but can you just elaborate more on the elective, like some of the opportunities that you guys have done in your electives?
I'm not sure what you mean by opportunities. You mean
like different sites that you've been to?
So I'm currently in my community elective right now. I work at Carrie Gossman, and my day-to-day tends to be like social media. I try to do target audience, try to get viewers' attention, and then the rest of the day is kind of sporadic. It's like, hey, this is an article, I need you to research this. This is like a word, like a blurb that she needs to say for a magazine, research. So mine tend to be very much research-based. I think that
I'm in my community elective as well. It's basically a nutrition consulting group, and they do consulting for Lutheran Social Services of New York, so Head Start programs mostly. And it's like you go around to all the sites. They're mostly in the Bronx, Brooklyn, and more like Harlem area. So it's kind of like the owner of the group. She's like the nutritionist or dietitian for the programs and the sites as a whole. So that's basically what I'm doing.
We all pretty much talked about the electives that we've done so far, but there was a list of like 20 or 25 electives, and there's only 9 of us. So there are a lot of things that we haven't mentioned. I think there was like one working in schools with like programs for like gym activities with healthy eating. In Queens, there was there's Aero Farms, which she's going to next, which sounds really cool.
So I finished so the community elective is 10 weeks. So I did 2 weeks at the eating disorder place. And then after Thanksgiving, I will be working at Aero Farms in Newark, New Jersey. So it's a vertical farm. We had a speaker. Their RD actually came in to talk to us. And I loved it. And I approached her and I was like, if she says yes, then go right ahead. So that was really cool. That was an opportunity that I got to kind of, it wasn't on the list. So I really.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a last minute thing.
So there is the opportunity, though, if there isn't something that you want on the list to kind of.
Right, but you'd pick your 4, but if something came up, Dr. Gaba is pretty good at.
Great, thank you.
So one of you mentioned that your clinical rotation is going to be at a long-term care facility, which is my kind of like favorite population to work with is older adults. Are there any other opportunities during the other rotations to work with older adults, or do you find yourself working more with like children and stuff?
Most of the people that I work with at Bronx Works are older adults. The epidemic happened, a while back, so a lot of them are over 50 or 60. So yeah, I've had the opportunity to work with them. They're really sweet. Tough population, but ultimately sweet.
One of the clinics is for adults, so it's really just adults, so 18 or older, but a lot of the people there are older adults. So you can sort of pick your population, like during, for our rotation, we have like what they call meet and greets, where you just kind of like walk into a room and you say, hi, I'm the nutrition intern, and I'm going to talk to you about nutrition. And if you prefer like the adult side, you could go to that side more. I'm more interested in pediatrics, so I've been focusing mostly on that side, but you totally have the opportunity to kind of make your own day schedule, so you're going to see.
Well, I have a full-time job. I got a lot of the PAL, the prior assessed learning credits. I am doing some of my rotations where I work, and I saved up a lot of vacation time, and I have some other floating holidays and that kind of thing because I knew I wanted to do this, and that's what I've been using to do my job, because I do have to work a couple of days a week at my job. So while I was doing my community rotation, I was working 6 days a week, 4 days at the community and 2 days at my job. Now they do have, we have 11 dietitians working, and we do cover each other as need be. So I had no problem with my job, but I was exhausted. Okay? It's exhausting working 6 days a week and traveling around the city. I don't know much about the city as far as the subways, but I did learn a lot. I work a full-time job.
The thing is that when you work on full-time job in some institution, when it come to you to do your rotation, you can do what they call internal cuisine with your boss, so they can allow you this kind of vacation, but it's not vacation. They can give you some day that you can be out to pursue your internship, but you still, holding your full-time position. But your packet will be empty because someday you won't be working and you won't be get paid for that. So that's the only frustration also about doing that.
Where I work, my part of my job last year was working with other dietitians in the nutritional services area, working on policy that had to be submitted to New York City. So I have a preceptor there that's willing to work with me there.
So I do the Monday through Friday, and then I go home to New Jersey, and I work Saturday and Sunday. I would not recommend it. If you can work maybe just Saturdays, then that's fine, because I do, like I said, we have assignments, and I, as much as I want to work on them after my hours during the weekdays, I'm exhausted. So I tend to reserve doing a lot of the assignments during the weekends. So personally, I wouldn't recommend working 7 days a week, but if you can find something that's very flexible, then that's fine.
When I went to the DI open houses last year, everybody said it was like just they recommended not working at all, and so I quit my job, and I think because of the flexibility of where I am, I'm like, I'm wondering if maybe I could have worked a little bit, and I think after being in school full time and like working part time with that, I maybe was acclimated to the very busy lifestyle, but I feel it's definitely doable if you are familiar with that mindset to maybe do like 1-2 days a week. But yeah, now that being said, maybe when I get to clinical, I'll say no way. I regret even saying that out loud, but as of now, like I think you can do it if you have the mindset to do it.
I work Sundays. It's not the best. It's tiring, but it is doable. I definitely wouldn't work Saturdays and Sundays, but working 1 day a week, if you can do it, it's maybe find like a babysitting job where you can get some work done. But it's not the worst thing in the world. But also maybe when I get to clinical, I'll regret saying that.
The current policy, the changes in the dietary guidelines, and when it's open to discussion and public debate, but also the continuous saga with the beverages size, and trying to erase the information that this is a nanny state, because trying to regulate the beverage size. So this is one of the policy that's still ongoing. But we have several policies that are currently in the works. And again, we have archived sessions when there was specific forums about the policies. You can log on the Food Policy Institute website, which is part of CUNY. If you just type Google CUNY Food Policy Institute, it will direct you to where we have different policies debate and also forums about the current policy.
Hi. I have a question specifically for Julie. Were you given the opportunity to pursue your fieldwork and capstone? Like, were you given the opportunity to complete that during your DI, or did they recommend that you wait until after?
I'm actually trying to do my fieldwork as well. So we do have research that we have to complete hours for. So I'm working with the professor that does the spring practicum right now, and I'm gonna try to do my fieldwork hours at the same time I'm doing my internship. So what I learn from there and what I write up for them will be what I hand in for the class. That's what I'm working on.
Thank you.
My question is for Jessica, because I feel like I was just in class with you like a few months ago. And there's like a little glass, I guess, between me and you right now. What would you say, like, one thing you wish you had known as a DI applicant / student that you now know as an intern? If you could just think of one thing.
I would say never give up, because for some reason I was extremely lucky. I applied for DICAS, did my application, and I got rejected. And my heart sank, and like your whole world starts crashing. You're like, what do I do now? Second rounds, I got to get on it. And I'm trying so hard to do distance because that's what's left. And then this happened, and I applied, and I was like, I would say never give up, because you never know. Like, the moment you want to give up,
something will come, and I think the struggle is what makes it worthwhile. So never give up.
Thank you.
So right now I'm only taking the elective classes, so the classes that is required for this already. So I'm not taking anything other than this right now because I did complete a whole year. But next semester, I'm going to be correlating with the spring practicum. So I believe for that, I will only have to attend 3 classes in person. And then the rest I'll be doing it at where I am right now. But a lot of my first semester classes were online classes. So I took that advantage when I was working and not before this internship. So if you do that, that will make your life so much easier. And it will actually, I think that would be a pretty good idea to do online classes because you don't have to go in. Yeah, because it's not required for you to do. If you're really interested in doing both, I would just do it at the same time. But deadline for DICAS and I believe that MPH is different, so you would have to kind of organize yourself with that. Personal statements and all that recommendations could be used for both. But because I did it differently, I believe it will be very similar process. You just have to watch out for the deadline.